I hope you all are safe and fine. Today we are going to start with the lesson 7 of science, that is living and non-living. What all things we are going to study in this chapter? First of all, we will see the definitions of living and the non-living, then characteristics of living things and non-living things, and then we are going to study about the species. So these are the topics which we are going to cover. So let us start. The first thing is the definitions of living and the non-living. Now, living things are things that are alive. When living things die, they are non-living. Non-living things are things that were once alive or have never been alive. So, now what we understand by this is that some at a time, living things we see around, living things consist of the human beings, plants and animals. On the other way, the non-living things are air, water, soil, everything, rest of the things that we see except the humans, plants and animals, everything around is a non-living thing. And when the living things die, that means when the plant has died or when the human being has died or when the animals have died, they convert into the non-living things. Okay. Now, when we talk about the characteristics of the living and the non-living things, first thing, when we discuss about the characteristics in detail, we should know that what are living things, because we are going to study about their characteristics. So, something that is alive, it can grow, move by itself, breathe and create new life. Living things need food, water, sun, shelter and air to survive. So this definition shows us the characteristics also. That means if we see the characteristics now, characteristics are what? That living things can grow, they can move, they can breathe, they can eat and they can reproduce. On the other hand, if we talk about the non-living things, they do not grow, they do not move, they do not breathe, they do not eat and they do not reproduce. So these are the different characteristics of the living things. Now all these living things characteristics we are going to study in detail. First is that the living things can move. Okay. Now, animals move around to get from place to place. Plants move, they turn towards the light and their roots grow into the soil. So, if we talk about the living things, what we can say? That they show movement in search of food. Plants can prepare their own food. So, if we talk about the animals, they have to move from place to place. The humans have to move from place to place, whereas the living things, they cannot move. Next we have is that all the living things, they are made up of cells. Okay. That means now what are cells? Cells are the basic structural units of life, smallest unit capable of all life functions. Cells are the building blocks of all organisms and the living things. This shows us what? That a basic structural unit, that means all the living things, they start with a single cell and then these cells grow on dividing and the number of cells goes on increasing. But all the living things, they are only made up of cells. Okay. Now, depending upon this, the organisms can be of two types, unicellular and multicellular. Now, unicellular are what? Entire organism is only made up of one single cell. Example are bacteria and the protist. On the other hand, multicellular organisms, the organism is made up of many cells and cells have specialized function within the organism. So, if we talk about the unicellular, the example can be the amoeba, bacteria, viruses. These are all single cells. If you talk about multicellular, plants, animals and human beings, they are the multicellular organisms. Clear? Next we have the lifespan of the living things. That means the plants and the animals, their life is limited. The lifespan or the period for which they live is different in plants and animals. Some plants live for many years and some have a very short span. That means what? That every living creature will have a definite lifespan. Okay? They will only be alive for that lifespan. Fine? For example, if we see the lifespan of an elephant is 70 to 90 years. Lifespan of an ostrich is 50 years. For dog it is 16 to 18 years. And for a housefly it is 1 to 4 months. So there are different lifespans of the animals, okay, or all the living creatures. Next we have is that living things grow and change. That means living things can grow and change throughout their lives. Like we have seen, a child's birth occurs or a childbirth takes place, then the child slowly grows, plant grows, animal grow. Okay, so these are all what kind of changes? That means that changes only take place in the living things. Non-living things do not change their shapes. They do not grow actually. Okay, only living things grow and they change according to the time. Next characteristic we have is that living things reproduce. When living things reproduce, they make other living things with the same characteristics. Now, in this example, what do we say? That like see, that whenever we talk about the human beings, they give birth to the young ones. If we talk about the animals, they give birth to the young ones. Plants give the seeds. Okay, from those seeds another plant will grow. So every living thing, every living organism has a capability to reproduce, and when reproduction occurs, the same kind of organism is reproduced. Okay, like if we talk about a rose plant, if you plant the rose seeds again, you will not get a sunflower plant out of it. Okay, you will only get the rose plant out of it. So one kind of organism will reproduce its similar kind of organism. Next we have is the excretion. Now, animals, when food and oxygen are used in the body, waste products are made. These waste products are poisonous. So excretion is the way by which the body gets rid of this harmful waste. Okay, that means that whatever waste products are present in the body, the human body or the animal body or the plant body will remove that waste from the body, and this process is known as excretion. Okay, now in the excretion, what all products are formed? The waste are excreted through urine, sweat and carbon dioxide. Okay, these are the waste products which are formed: urine, sweat and carbon dioxide. Clear? Next we have is the all things, they need food to survive. That is, all the living organisms, they eat. Okay, means what? Now what do we say? That all living organisms must get their energy from food. Autotrophs can make their own food, but still must break it down to use the energy in the food. And heterotrophs get their food by eating other organisms. So on the basis of their nutrition also, we have two types, autotrophs and heterotrophs. But both, if we talk, they are both requiring the food. Autotrophs are preparing their own, heterotrophs are taking from somewhere else. But all the living organisms, they need food to survive. Okay. Next we have that the living things, they respire. Now, in respiration, what happens? It is a process that includes the breathing. The movement of air in and out of the body and vice versa is known as breathing. For example, Animals such as earthworm breathe through their skin. Fishes use gills for breathing, and plants exchange gases through tiny pores called stomata, which are present mainly on the surface of the leaves. Now see, in the stomata we can see that carbon dioxide, we can see two guard cells are present. Okay, carbon dioxide is getting inside and the oxygen is moving outside. So this stoma which is shown, the green colored stoma which is shown, this is present on the surface of the leaves, and with this only the carbon dioxide will enter and photosynthesis will take place and oxygen will be removed out. Okay, so this is the process of respiration. Similarly, in respiration in human beings, oxygen, air is taken. Okay, we breathe in air, we take oxygen from that air and we exhale out carbon dioxide. Okay, so this is the process of respiration. Next we have that the living things, they respond to a stimuli. Okay, in this response to a stimuli, there are two kinds of responses: phototropism and geotropism. Now, phototropism means, like if we have a plant and we keep it on a window. Okay, after some time what do we see? That the plant or the shoot of the plant, it bends towards the sun. That means from where the sun is present, it will bend towards that side. Okay, this is known as phototropism. Okay, and geotropism, geo means earth. So geotropism is the growth of the plant in response to the gravity. That means the roots, if we talk about, the roots grow inside the earth, that is they are moving towards the earth. Okay, so the stimuli can be of two types, light and earth. So plants, the shoot moves towards the light of the sun and the root moves towards the earth, that is towards the gravity. Okay, next what are we left with is the species. Next topic that we have is the species. Now, what are species? Group of similar living organisms. In this, what happens? The individuals are similar in their body parts, habitat, eating habits, behavior and form. Members of one species only reproduce among themselves. That means if we group some similar kind of organisms together, they form a species. And the members of one species are only going to reproduce among themselves. Okay, for example, if we say a human will always reproduce a human child, a horse will always reproduce a horse child. Okay, so, or a horse young one we can say. So this shows what? That these are all the characteristics of the living things, and if we classify the living things, then we form the species. Is that clear? So what all things have been studied in this? What are living things and what are non-living things? What are the characteristics of living things and what are the species? Fine. Now the question answers and a worksheet will be given in the description box. Kindly complete your work on time, and now we will be meeting for the next chapter, that is lesson 8. Till then, stay home and keep yourself safe. Thank you.